Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a journal with me for my August title page. Two things. Sorry about the lighting in this. It's kind of really bad. I filmed it in the morning, so the lighting was a bit harsh. And also sorry for being MIA on here. This summer has been a rough ride. So I just didn't have the time nor energy to do these, but I feel like I want to be back on my YouTube game, so I'm very excited. And I just bought a new camera so I could do some vlogs and stuff for my business and for reading and journaling all in one, so I'm very excited about that. I asked people on Instagram to ask me some questions for this voiceover, so I'm going to be answering those. Like I said, this is my August title page, so I went with a little August by Taylor Swift theme because what else would I really do for an August title page, you know? The first question is tips for someone who wants to start a small business on Etsy. I am not an expert, but my personal advice would be to find like your niche and your passion. So mine was books and movies and things like that. So I did stuff off of that. My first collection was a Marvel collection because Marvel is probably one of my favorite things on this planet. So, yeah, I would say find what inspires you the most and what would make you want to create things, if that makes sense. Because if you're just creating things that you don't love, you're just going to get bored and it's going to feel like a big chore. So, and I feel like this is very basic advice, but definitely find the thing you're most passionate about. Yes, that's my advice. Someone asked, are there any fictional characters you feel very connected to and why? Oh, I have a big list. Okay. My top ones are the girls from the Addicted / Calloway Sisters series, minus Rose. So Lily Calloway, because she is the biggest nerd ever, and I just adore her. And Daisy Calloway, because she is that younger sister who feels very forgotten and she feels like a burden type thing, and I feel that. And also Willow Hale, because she is such an introvert and such a little nerd and isn't very comfortable within herself, but she grows into it. And I feel so connected to Willow. Love her. And then Connell and Marianne from Normal People. Marianne during the high school years and Connell during the college years. Or just Connell in general, to be honest. Just that whole book I felt in my soul. And I'm going to say Todd Anderson from Dead Poets Society, that shy little boy who cannot do public speaking to save his life. I love him so much. I think we're the same person. The next question is to rank the Taylor Swift albums. I genuinely don't know if I can do this. I will say my number one album is Evermore. I feel like that is my soul album, and Gold Rush is my favorite Taylor Swift song for some reason. So that's number one. Not to be basic, but I think Folklore is probably second because there are a handful of songs on there that I also feel so connected to. And I feel as if Miss Swift herself took thoughts out of my brain and put them into the lyrics, into those songs. Oh my gosh. Number three, maybe 1989. This is really hard. I genuinely don't know if I can do this. It's as if I'm choosing between children. But definitely Evermore and Folklore are up there. I'm sorry if that's like basic. I can't decide. I'm also a big Reputation stan, but I'm definitely not in my Reputation era, if that makes sense. Another question someone asked was my new favorite book series. So obviously the Addicted / Calloway Sisters isn't a new favorite series, like that's just my all-time fave. But I have read the first book in the Magnolia Parks series universe type deal, and I feel once I continue that would be a new favorite series. I'm currently waiting to read the second book or spin-off, whatever, Daisy Hates, because my bestest friend Ellie is annotating it for me. So I'm waiting to get that, and I feel like I will be consumed by this series. A series that I read at the beginning of the year that I loved was the English Prep series by S.J. Silvis. That one is probably a new all-time fave. But I recently binged the Boys series by, I don't know how to say her name, Michaela Smeltzer. That is probably wrong. I'm just going off of what I think her name was. That one was really good. I binged a book a day. And someone asked my favorite Disney rides, food, and characters. My favorite Disney rides are definitely Big Thunder Mountain, Guardians of the Galaxy, the Little Mermaid ride, and if I'm feeling a bit dangerous, probably Matterhorn. But that ride is so very painful. My favorite Disneyland food is definitely the chili cones you get from Cars Land. And then I like the vodka lemonades that they have in that cone area too. Um, and obviously I love a good Disney churro, but now they're just like stupid expensive. And I'm a sucker for when it's really hot, those cherry slushy lemonades you can get by Bell's Tavern. Those are so good. Oh, now I want to go to Disneyland right now. And my favorite characters are Peter Pan, Jasmine, and Aladdin. And then at Avengers Campus, I love seeing me a good Spider-Man and Loki. Yeah, I love seeing characters walking around. It's probably my favorite thing. Even as an adult, you're just like, oh my gosh, look at you go. Oh, how could I forget Tinkerbell? Because Tinkerbell is my Christmas stocking. And I love Stitch. Yep, those are the winners. Someone asked me to rank my top 5 TV shows ever, which is probably the hardest question next to, oh, there's my head, next to the Taylor Swift question. Okay, so I'm just gonna say tied for number 1 TV shows, like I can't choose between the two, is One Tree Hill and Scam. Like, I've probably seen both of those too many times, like too many. And then I'll probably say Game of Thrones second. Yeah, Game of Thrones. Then for number 3, I'm gonna say Stranger Things. Stranger Things is my life. And then I'm going to cheat again and have a tied spot for number 4. I'm going to have Outlander and The Last Kingdom at number 4. You cannot make me choose. Do not make me. And then at number 5, I'm going to have Outer Banks, which is a completely different vibe than all of those shows I just named. But it is my biggest comfort show, I think. If I'm having a bad day, Outer Banks is on my TV, no matter what. So, yeah. I got a few questions on how I started journaling, what got me into journaling, how long have I been journaling, that sort of question. So I will say that I have really been into the whole scrapbooking vibe ever since I was a little girl, because scrapbooking is my mom's hobby. So we did it together. It was never journaling until I was like out of high school, I think. But I always did scrapbooking in a sort of way, whether it was in an album or just something like that. So, yeah, I've always had a bunch of journaling stuff just because I did it with my mom. We would put on like a comfort movie like Ever After or any of our rotation of movies, and we would scrapbook together. Now we journal together, but I think I started journaling in, I want to say 2016 or 2017. I'm not sure. Those ones are very different than what I do now. Those ones are very like me trying to be artsy and watercolor and draw, even though I'm not the best at it. It was just a very different vibe than the collaging I do now. My style has definitely grown and evolved. Um, yeah, I'll have to say that. And a lot of people ask how I stayed motivated to journal. For me, journaling is a way to like calm my anxiety, or if I'm having a bad mental health day, if I put on a comfort thing and journal, I feel more at ease and not like shaky and super anxious. So that's kind of what motivates me. Is I'm always anxious, so I always want to be doing something, whether it's reading or journaling. So that's what keeps me motivated. That's not going to be what keeps a lot of people motivated. I just found that's what works for me. Someone asked what my comfort movies and shows are. I have a whole list. My comfort movies are definitely Ever After with my mom, because we can quote it in its entirety back to each other. Any of the Harry Potter movies, without a doubt. Jurassic Park is a go-to. Any Marvel movie, basically. Comfort shows, I'll have to go with Anne with an E. Some new ones are The Summer I Turned Pretty and Heartstopper, Outer Banks, Stranger Things. I have so many. Merlin, Primeval, which if you like Jurassic Park, watch Primeval because it has dinosaurs coming into our present time. I have so many and I just blanked. Oh, comfort movie is Little Women, Narnia, Prince Caspian, The Mighty Ducks 2. And I have some weird comfort movies, but Scream, Get Out, and It Chapter 1. Those are very weird. I'm so sorry. Oh, a big comfort show is Dawson's Creek, specifically season 3, because that slow burn frenemies to lovers arc is just chef's kiss. Yeah, I definitely forgot a bunch just because the pressure was on. So I always talk about my favorite shows and stuff on my Instagram, so yeah. Someone asked my favorite book couples, so all the couples in the Addicted / Calloway Sisters series. Sorry if you're over me talking about that series. Avery and Grayson from the Inheritance Games, and if they're not Endgame when the last book comes out this month, I will actually cry. Alex and Henry from Red, White, and Royal Blue. Eric and Madeline from the third book in the English Prep series. All of the couples in Emily Henry's books. And all three couples from the Six of Crows duology. My favorite. Oh, love them. And for the last one, I'm going to say a throwback, an OG favorite. Simon and Izzy from the Mortal Instruments series. I've been having that urge to reread just for them. Anyways, that was it for the little Q&A and for the journal with me. I hope you loved this video and the little Q&A sesh. I'm going to be back on my journaling game with favorites, aesthetic pages, more vlogs coming with my new camera, more business stuff. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video. Bye!